Hey!
What? Why?
Could it be... What?
Come on.
In other words...
Hey.
What?
Is that right? Indeed.
Let's go.
But...
Correct. That's right. Whew. So... However... Wrong. In other words...
Just a second!
Makoto. It would seem... Goodbye.
Let's begin with a basic explanation of the class trial. So, if you can figure out who done it, then only they will receive punishment. Then I'll punish everyone besides the blackened, and the one that deceived everyone else will graduate. Okay, well...
It's Kyoko! There's no other explanation!
But Kyoko's standing right there.
No! That's a ghost!
But... she has legs and stuff.
Well, that's just because... she's like the latest evolution in ghost technology!
There's a limit to how much ridiculousness I can tolerate.
Okay. So I just have to prove that the corpse isn't Kyoko, right? Then let's compare Kyoko's traits to the...
Her traits?
I got it! I'm talking about her gloves. They'll give us some insight into the mystery. I'm sure of it.
In that case, I think it would be helpful if someone explained why she actually wears those gloves.
And would you happen to know the answer?
In fact, Monokuma told me. Apparently you have scars on your hands you don't want anyone to see.
Oh! You know, now that I think about it, the corpse wasn't wearing any gloves, right?
They probably just got burnt up in the explosion. I'm not convinced. The ghost is just trying to fool us all. That Kyoko there is just a ghost.
Impossible.
Okay, then prove it. Prove she's not a ghost.
The dead body wasn't wearing gloves.
They got burnt up in the explosion.
Then she was wearing gloves before the explosion?
Well, yeah, she must have been wearing gloves.
No, it's wrong! No, there's no way the corpse was wearing gloves. Whoever it was, they were wearing fake nails, remember? I imagine trying to wear gloves over nails like that would have been a pretty big pain. Besides, Kyoko wears gloves to hide her hands, right?
Jeez, man, you don't know women, huh?
If anyone doesn't know women, it's you.
Well, Kyoko, any thoughts?
These gloves were custom made to the size of my hands to make sure they don't interfere with my daily life. If I wore fake nails, the gloves wouldn't fit properly.
Then that's that. The dead body doesn't belong to Kyoko.
Which should have been obvious since she's standing right here.
Okay, so then, who's the real victim? First, we need to figure that out.
That's the first thing I said. You're the one who's been dragging us around in circles.
Kyoko really is still alive. Then who died?
It's gotta be somewhere. I don't think so. The face was scorched beyond recognition, and there wasn't any description. Oh, if we can't identify the body...
No, it's wrong! There was one clue left behind that we can use to identify the body.
What? For real? If you're lying, you'll die a cruel and unusual death.
Cruel and unusual death. This I gotta see.
She's just being stupid. Ignore them, Makoto. Tell us what you're talking about.
The key to figuring out who it was is the tattoo on the back of her hand.
Oh, yeah. The design's pretty strange, huh? Is this a dog? Her master must have made her get it. To be like, you're my bitch.
Seriously? They really did something that humiliating?
No, that's not it. The identity...
I got it! The Fenrir Mercenary Corps. That's the name of the military group.
Okay.
It would...
Now I understand. The representation of Fenrir is a wolf.
He's the child of the trickster god Loki, and a female giant.
Man, after all this time, we finally got a glimpse of the literary all-star.
A wolf tattoo.
Exactly. The body we found had a tattoo of a wolf, which means that person must have once belonged to Fenrir. So it must have been Mukuro.
What?
Hold on. Is Wasn't she the one that was behind?
Yes, indeed. The trial this time is to solve the murder of Mukuro Ikusaba.
Are you saying the mastermind is dead? And now we have to have a last trial?
No. It means we were wrong in thinking that Mukuro was the mastermind at all.
But I mean, being the ultimate
After all, if I... So you're What?
Okay. We're in the middle of a trial right now, figuring out who. Please limit all future prattle, chatter, and.
Fine. Uncovering the identity, no matter what happens, we will find out who you.
I have officially decided to. Now then, just so nobody. The reason we're having a class trial. Hammer that point.
What you're saying is that both the victim and the culprit are part of the student body?
Then one of us killed Mook.
Wait, no! There's a chance that there's some mystery 17th person who's been hiding all along!
Nope! There are only 16 students in.
Seriously? Then, one of us killed Mukuro?
Who did it? Who's the killer this time?
Get a hold of yourself. We've already narrowed down the list of possible suspects.
Huh?
I'm sure you realize who I'm talking about, right, Makoto?
I got it! You've narrowed it down to Kyoko and me, right?
Why do you say that?
Allow me to explain. Just after nighttime last night, I went to the garden, so I can confirm that at that point, there was no dead body there. So, the murder must have taken place after I left the garden. However, Hiro, Toko, Hina, and I were in the gym the entire time.
The gym?
That's right. The four of us were there trying to dismantle Monokuma. The whole time we were very careful not to go anywhere alone. We even went to the bathroom in pairs. All of which is to say, the four of us all have alibis. The only ones without alibis
Are me and Makoto. That's why you're able to narrow down the list of suspects.
exactly so.
I have something I'd like to say regarding the whole alibi thing.
Are you thinking of raising an objection?
Well, before that, I just want to try and get a better idea of what time the murder took place. Doing that might reveal some kind of clue.
Whatever you want. Somebody go ahead and help him out.
Me and Byakuya. The one who saw the body first was.
I got it! The body must have been discovered at 9 a.m., since that's when Toko went to get the pickaxe.
He's right. It had to be around then.
So we can be totally sure the murder happened sometime between 10 at night and.
For me, I was already asleep before nighttime hit, so I don't have an alibi after 10 o'clock. But I'm sure I met up with everyone else before 9 this morning.
We ran into each other in the dining hall, right? That was around... Oh yeah! Right around 7:30.
Which means from 10 p.
We've established a time frame for the murder. It took place somewhere between 10 o'clock at night and 9 o'clock in the morning.
Yep, and Makoto doesn't have an alibi for most of that time.
Yeah, from 10 o'clock to 7:30.
That's more than enough time. So Makoto, if you have any objections, now would be the time. We've established a time. It took place
Somewhere between 10 o'clock.
No, that's wrong! Actually, the murder couldn't have happened anywhere near 10 o'clock. It had to have taken place way later.
And what makes you say that?
Because of the sprinklers. The sprinklers...
The body was wet. Dripping wet, in fact.
Sorry, Toko, but you're wrong.
I'm wrong? Are you saying only the math dumps?
No, I'm saying that the body was wet, but not because of the sprinklers.
What do you mean by sprinkler! Are you trying?
Man,
If you really... I admit nothing. I hate you. No, no, no! I don't know anything! Hold on! Are you trying to blame me? I admit nothing. I hate you. No, no, no! I don't know anything! Hold on! Are you trying to blame me? I admit nothing. Are you trying to blame me? I admit nothing. I hate you. No, no, no! I don't know anything! Hold on! How can you say—
This should prove it. Just remember what the body was like after the explosion, and you'll see why it wasn't the sprinklers. The top half of the body was wet, yes, but the bottom half was completely dry. If the sprinklers got the body wet, while the body was still on fire,
Then I...
So if the sprinklers didn't get the body wet sometime after this,
which means she must have been killed sometime between then and when the body was discovered at 9.
But Makoto's alibi was only missing from 10 o'clock last...
So there's no way Makoto could have done it. I guess you had an alibi after all. Good for you.
In which case, the only one left without an alibi is Kyoko.
I'd just like to say one thing. If you vote for me and I die here, the mystery of this school will stay hidden forever, which is why I can't let that happen.
So are you saying you're not the culprit?
Of course I'm not. I have no reason to kill anyone. This is a trap the mastermind has laid for us.
A trap?
We're this far into the game and now you decide to blame me? Stop wasting time! Stop wasting energy! You really think your little trick is gonna work?
Shut up, you!
You got it, boss! Shutting up now!
Anyway, Kyoko, you actually did have a reason to kill her.
huh?
And as a result, we were forced...
The sprinkler, because you see,
Interesting.
all it would take is covering the body.
I got it! You're talking about the tarp, aren't you?
Only one side of the tarp got dirt. The side that faced down over the body. This proves that the killer used the tarp to keep the body from getting soaked.
But why would they go to all that effort just to keep the body from getting wet?
Most likely,
Wait.
by covering the body with the tarp, the killer prevented it from getting wet.
So the reason the tarp was only dirty on one side is because the sprinkler got that side wet.
But the underside of the tarp, it was totally spotless, right?
It's because that side was protected from the water. Since it was facing down toward the body, of course it didn't get dirty.
By covering the body, killer prevents...
So the reason the tarp was only dirty on one side is because the sprinkler got that side wet.
But the underside of the tarp, it was totally spotless, right?
It's because that side was protected from the water. Since it was facing down toward the body, of course it didn't get dirty.
No, that's wrong. Actually, one side being clean is pretty strange if you think about it. Because the blood wasn't dry before the body got blown up, right? Byakuya said it himself. Not to touch it, or you might get some on you. If you put a tarp on a body in that state, it...
Well, maybe the culprit walked.
I got it! Could it have been chicken blood?
What? Chicken blood?
When I checked the chicken coop before the murder, there were 5 chickens. But after the murder, there were only 4.
So, you're saying someone killed... Man, that's messed up.
Killing a living thing just to do something like that is awful. They should have at least eaten it.
I wonder if the killer had to get the blood from the scene so they wouldn't be spotted walking around. Anyway, there's no... Then that settled.
Sorry, I'm having a...
Here's what happened. But the body didn't get wet, because then, later, at the same time the killer was gathering up the they pulled the coat.
I must admit, Kyoko's reasoning is sound. Makoto's alibi is inadequate. Well then, it looks like we're back to square one. Makoto's alibi is no good, so once again, our suspects are him and Kyoko.
For serious, man? Hey, why don't we let luck decide?
Oh!
See? Pretty good.
No, not that.
Well, don't just stand there. Out with...
You know that knife we found?
One we found stuck in the according to the monitor. So? What?
I'm pretty sure that's what I thought when I first saw...
Then why did you hide that fact?
It's not that I hid it.
Suspicious! Very suspicious indeed. The knife we found stuck in the body came from Makoto. Now I'm totally convinced he did it!
The knife we found lodged in the dead body.
It's the same one we gave to Makoto!
It really is, isn't it? I was afraid of that.
If he did have that seals it. Just because I have it, that automatically... Well,
Getting stabbed is what killed.
no, that's wrong. Wait, hold on. The stab wound isn't what killed Mukuro. That should be clear from the description of the cover.
Lies! We never...
No, don't. The killer covered the dead body with the... In other words, the victim never wore that blood-stained coat.
Okay.
The knife... I got it! The Monokuma file clearly states that there was only one stab wound.
Oh yeah, it sure did.
I got it! After the explosion, we found a tiny fragment of something on the ground near the body. That fragment reveals the cause of...
Huh? You know...
That's only natural. We saw the same thing when it's part of a bomb.
Oh! Then the explosion...
Anyway, the culprit's motive is becoming more and more obvious by the minute. They wanted the knife wound to look like the fatal injury so that we'd suspect And the only one who would benefit from that is the only other
Hold on a second, Byakuya.
What's the problem?
Well, I just feel like we need to think this through. We still don't know what actually killed the victim.
That's true. It's definitely bugging me. What really killed her?
Fine, I have no problem with that. It won't change the facts. Then shall we continue the debate? The victim's fatal injury has yet to be determined, correct?
The explosion didn't kill her for sure. Yes.
Well, yeah. She was already...
And it wasn't because of the knife. Then there's only one
Oh, yeah. That's gotta be it. There was evidence that showed she was hit on the back of her head.
And more than that, the victim had suffered countless wounds across her entire body. Then shall we continue the debate? The victim's fatal injury has yet.
No, he's wrong. Mukuro died because of the blow to the back of the head. The
Oh yeah, okay. Then we're safe in assuming the blow...
Oh! I bet it was the pickaxe!
How is that even possible? If you hit someone with that, it'd cave their skull in completely.
Well, maybe they held it the other way and hit her with the handle.
No way! The balance would be all off. I wouldn't mind testing it on you if you want.
No thanks. I bet you just hit me with the metal end and call it an accident.
I'd love to scoop out that nasty brain of yours, throw it on the ground, and spit on it.
I feel the same way! Looks like we're on the same page this time.
Seriously?
We want to figure out what killed her, right? It just so happens we already know.
We already know? I knew we could count on you, Master!
So we'll go...
I got it! Mukuro was hit in the back of the head with something, and that's what killed her.
The titanium arrow.
It was in the dojo. I have
No doubt that was the murder.
You sure?
You don't sound...
It said the weapon must have been about as thick. It seems like an arrow would just...
No, it's wrong! You're right. Just the one arrow would have been too weak. That's
Another weapon?
inside the dojo. The killer probably... I got it! The one thing that proves right here. No, there's one... Kyoko. Last night. Why? That's what I need.
I was just protecting you.
What?
That's enough. The time for idle chatter is over. A verdict is close at hand.
Wait. I'm warning you. Don't make...
I knew you were stubborn.
Really? But you... Can you tell me I'm wrong?
I should... Those words you just spoke. What do you mean?
Exactly what I said. I'm not the killer. You should understand that more than anyone here.
Byakuya, what are you hiding?
Master would never hide something from me!
There's proof that you aren't the culprit. Is that what you're saying?
You stated a theory earlier. You said I hid the evidence of my crime in the dojo locker, and then left the locker key in my own room.
Correct.
But could I really have done that?
those words you just spoke?
Exactly what I said. I'm not the killer. You should understand that more.
Byakuya, what are you...
Master would never hide something from me!
There's proof that you aren't the culprit.
No, he's wrong. If I'm right, Kyoko wouldn't have... Because she had given her...
I see. So, and if I had the key to...
Then obviously without my room key, I couldn't have, am I wrong?
It would appear...
Then you're finally starting.
Well, does no one have a rebuttal? Have you decided to accept her assertion as fact? I see. So you still refuse to accept it. I suppose we have to admit that Kyoko didn't put the locker key in her room, that it was someone else.
But who else could it have been?
I mean, Byakuya had a room key, right?
You! What are you trying to imply?
But of course, I have an alibi. From nighttime on, I was with you guys the entire time. I couldn't possibly have killed anyone, or put the key in Kyoko's room.
Well, someone had to put the key...
There's only one other possibility. Someone could have had the key on them, then once they arrived at the scene, pretended to find it there.
It had to be Makoto, right?
I don't see any other option.
Wait a second. You've got it all wrong. Let's think about it one more time. There's gotta be a hidden side to this case.
Huh? A hidden side?
First of all, there's something off about this entire trial. You all see it, don't you? Mukuro, who we didn't even know existed, suddenly shows up dead. And then we're thrown into a trial. And Kyoko even said, it's a trap the mastermind set for us. So that's why this has to be...
Okay, time's up!
Huh?
Time's up! Class trial's all over! Everyone can stop talking now!
What? Time's up?
What do you mean time's up? There's no time's up. Since when have we...
It's because you were late, so we had to push back the start time. So then, it's time for voting.
Voting time?
Now, who will be chosen? Hey, hold on! What's it gonna be? What? Yes, indeed. Yep. Hey! Shing! Drills, chill!
I don't expect you to forgive me.
Let's give it everything we've got! It's punishment time!
This is...
It would seem...
What the heck?
In other words, calm down. In other words,
What did you say?
so... Just a second. It smells... Indeed. So... Hey. So... You... Indeed. However... It's true. In other words, indeed. Makoto. That's right. It would seem... Hey. Indeed. However, why is that? Correct. However,
I should. My goal isn't it's.
listen. Hey. Correct. So... Correct. So... In other words... No matter what?
So,
However... So... It's true. Indeed. Correct. However... So... However... However... Anyway... Indeed. Correct. That's right. In other words... Hey. Indeed. Anyway... Correct. However... Correct. Indeed. Correct. In other words, Makoto. Indeed. That's right. It would seem... Indeed.